Hi guys, here's a video about odd and even functions. Now, an even function is a function that is symmetrical about the y-axis, and that looks, for instance, like this function here. See, whatever goes on the right-hand side of the y-axis, it's reflected in the left-hand side of the y-axis. So to say, there's a symmetry. So that one's even. Now, an odd function is symmetrical around the origin, like this. So a point up here gets reflected in the origin point and ends up down there. So it's a point reflection, whereas this is a line reflection. So that's odd. In algebraic terms, if the negative value of a function is the same as the positive value of a function, then the function is even. But if the negative value of the function is negative the positive value, then it's odd. And this is basically what we have to check here. So for a, f of x is 1 over x. Now we are going to look at f negative x. Now if f of x is 1 over x, then f negative x is 1 over negative x, which is the same as negative 1 over x, which is the same as negative f of x. Hence this function is odd. G of x is x to the power 4 plus x squared. I'm going to find g of negative x. G of negative x is negative x to the power 4 plus negative x to the power 2. Now we know that a negative to an even power turns out to be positive, so it's the same as x to the power 4, and here even power as well, so it's the same as this, which turns out to be g of x. You see, it's written there. So g of negative x is the same as g of x, which makes this an even function. C, h of x is x squared, take 2x plus 3. Let's find h of negative x. It's going to be negative x squared, take 2 times negative x plus 3. Negative x squared is just x squared. Negative 2 times negative x is a positive 2x plus 3. Now, that is not hx, and it's also not negative hx. So it's not even, nor is it odd, so it's neither. So that's how to check it. Just plug in a negative x in the function and see if you can rewrite it to the original function or negative the original function. Another type of question, a proof. Prove that the sum of two odd functions is also an odd function. Well, suppose that fx and g of x are odd. Yeah? So that means that f of negative x is negative fx, and g of negative x is negative gx. Now when we add those functions together, we can create hx. And now we're going to study hx, and we're going to find h negative x and see what that leads to. Well, h of negative x is, of course, then f of negative x plus g of negative x. I'm just plugging in the x. Now I know that f of negative x is negative fx. I know that g of negative x is negative gx, because that's given. So h negative x is negative f of x, negative g of x, which is of course negative f of x plus g of x in brackets. And this bit was defined as h of x. So h of negative x turns out to be negative h of x. So h of x is indeed an odd function. So the sum of two odd functions is also an odd function.